All right, here we go. Yo, 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 what up, though? I got Lashae Love in the building. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. You know, we known each other for a minute.
Yes.
But this is the first time we really get to sit down, just capture the journey on camera. You've been making moves. So I'm excited to, just share the journey with everybody, man. First of all, congratulations on the new deal.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Man, kind of talk about that. Like, how did that come about and how do you feel about signing the deal?
I'm extremely excited about it. I'm glad to have a family, like a home that I can, call mine.
Yeah.
So I signed to ACD Music Group, and it came through my engineer. So he kind of helped me to get that situation. It's his label.
Okay.
And it's still part of the Music Access family. We're all one big family here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really happy about that. We all work together real well.
For sure. When you say family, like, while you out there as an independent artist doing your thing, what makes this family? Like, what were you lacking before you found them?
Support. I want to say genuine support. Mm-hmm. And the fact that if there's things that I don't know how to do, there's no judgment. Everybody works together, like all of that. That matters a lot to me. Because being independent, you don't really have it. You don't really know if people really want to help you or are they wanting something out of it.
Got you.
Type of thing. This felt real to me.
No doubt. So with the signing to the label, like, you got some things coming up, man, I'm excited for. So you getting ready to do some touring and things of that nature. Kind of break that down. Who you opening up for? Because some big names out there.
Oh, wow. Okay, yes. So the biggest one I want to say for me is Zero. I'm opening up for Zero. I'm opening up for Flip. And I just opened up for Dero. They're all huge, but like the biggest one that I'm excited about is the Zero one.
That one's going to be lit.
Definitely. That one's going to be lit.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Now, you recently, end of last year, you dropped the EP.
Yes, I did.
Now, was that in your discography? How many projects have you dropped so far that's on streaming platforms?
I have dropped one project, but I have a couple of songs that are just out that I was doing before the project came out. So I'll say probably about 10, 12
Got you.
Altogether.
Okay. So kind of take us about the EP, break that down. Like, what was your favorite song on there? How did you come up with the title of it?
My favorite song has got to be Crashing. That's my single. That title came from just a personal relationship that crashed. I wrote a song about it, how I went through from up and down with a certain guy. So that song is real personal to me, so that's why it's my favorite.
Got you.
Definitely.
Now, when you hear it, does it always still remind you of that guy now?
It does. It really does. But I think that's why I like it.
For sure.
Because it kind of takes me back to help me remember where I was and what got me here.
Got you.
All those emotions, it works.
Now, does he know the song is about him?
He does now. Yeah.
You want to say his name?
Nah.
You want to say his initials, address, mother name?
I'm going to say JH.
Yeah, so.
I'll say that.
Well, what's the first three letters after the
See, he's
J?
just trying to get me. I mean, I'm going to say J-O.
Okay, so we know it's a John.
Yeah.
If it's an H, if he's black, we're going to guess the last one is Howard. So John Howard got put on black.
John Howard?
Or Harris.
I mean, you close.
Hey.
I will say that. That's crazy close. But yeah, he kind of knows this about him.
Okay.
But now he really knows, but yeah.
For sure.
That's cool.
So kind of break down that EP. Like, we're saying like, the mindset of the theme of that EP altogether. Like, we know Crashing kind of talked about a prior relationship, but overall, was this entire project predicated or surrounding that?
I have to be honest, yes.
Oh, okay.
I was in a mood, I think, after the relationship, everything kind of ended. So I kept coming up, like the songs that I was feeling were all based on that energy. So it starts off kind of angry. I'm going to say that. Yes, it is.
You was hurt.
Yeah. I was hurt. I was angry, confused. Like this EP, you're going to get it all.
For sure.
Every bit of those emotions.
Okay. So let's go through the journey, the life, kind of the origin. Okay. Lashae, where are you originally from and what was your upbringing like?
I'm from DeKalb.
Okay.
It's a small country town in East Texas.
Okay.
I grew up with my grandparents. It's kind of like a farm area, nothing but animals and trees and dirt. That's where I come from. Church is where I started singing at.
Okay.
With my grandmother, stuff like that. I didn't really know anything about studio life. Nothing about it. All I knew was singing at the house with my grandparents, church sometimes. That's it. That's where I started.
Now, I noticed you say a lot about your grandparents.
Yeah.
What about your actual parents? Did you grow up with them or?
I did. When I got older, I'll say, I started being more interactive with them. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up with my grandparents. They really raised me, so.
Okay.
Yeah, my parents aren't really music supportive.
Okay.
So my grandparents were. So I was always closer to them.
Okay.
Definitely.
No problem. So you grew up singing in church, things of that nature. But I know like singing at church was probably like normal to you.
Yeah.
So was music always your passion, or was it something else that you aspired to do prior to getting into music?
Music was always my passion.
Okay.
But I never thought that I would be singing my own music. Like I was always doing covers and singing other people's stuff. So music, doing it this way is, I think when I fell in love with this, everything changed.
Gotcha.
I got way more serious about it. So yeah.
Now, when your grandparents, being that they sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost, when they out here hearing you sing, this type of music, do they look at you like, how do they feel about the music?
Well, unfortunately, both of my grandparents passed.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So, but before, they loved every bit of it. They weren't really so much churchy people. They just wanted me to sing. And in the country, there's no studios, there's nowhere to go. So they just thought, put her in church. At least she can use that voice for something.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they loved every bit of my music. Really.
That's
they don't
awesome.
too much raunchy, they would say something. But other than that, they don't care. They didn't care.
Okay, so here you are, you in the country, you singing in church and things of that nature. Music is your passion, you push. At what point did you start to like actually turn to get in the studio and actually push it professionally?
Ooh, like to be real, like I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. Like this is new for me, doing music in this capacity. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I started taking it serious.
Okay.
And trying to get out of the covers and just doing events, weddings and stuff. That's what I was doing before.
Okay.
So, yeah, about 5 years ago.
Okay.
I say.
So then you jumped out and you're doing it on your own. Like, what was that aha moment, though, for you? Because I know, again, singing in church. But for you, what was that aha moment for you when you was like, you know what? I'm good at this. Like, this is really what I want to do.
When I recorded my first song in a professional studio.
Okay.
And then hearing myself with the mix and all the effects, and then seeing how people reacted to it, I was like, wow. If I sing my own, people like my own stuff, not just me singing all the covers. I think then when I recorded that song, I was like, yeah, this is for me. I can write my own stuff. I don't have to sing everybody else's. It felt good to see people react to my own words.
Not to be cliche, but who are your inspirations? Like, who are your Mount Rushmore of, like, just singers or entertainers for you?
Mount Rushmore. Toni Braxton's going to be at the top of my list.
Okay.
And I know she's not the new age, but, yeah, I started listening to her. The way she performed, her tone, the way she kept just the way she moved. Her. It's a Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And it's just because of her skill, the talent, the writing skills, everything about Taylor Swift. And I want to say Drake.
Drake, okay.
It's a mix of all of them makes who I think, those are my Mount Rushmore. Those are mine.
Now, if you can only pick one person to do an album with that you just named, and this is it. Once you work with this one, you can't work with the other ones ever. Who you picking?
Oh, yeah. Drake.
Makes sense.
Drake.
Business-wise, it makes sense because everything he touched right now go crazy.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think Taylor Swift nor Toni Braxton has that type of juice. I mean, cool, it'd be good, but Drake, everything he touched pop off.
Yeah, everything he does is like it goes up. So yeah,
That's
why I said Drake.
Now, listening to the records and just listening to your vocals, you sang. You know what I'm saying? Like
I do.
You do your thing.
That's cool. Thank you.
But if you can name your genre, what would you consider yourself? Are you a pure R&B? Like, what are you?
Not at all. I would say, I usually tell people I'm a multi-genred artist, but I want to say if I could make one, I don't know if trap and B is a genre, but that's what I would say. I like trap music, R&B music, so I guess I would say that. I wouldn't say R&B solely, no, because I have music that's nothing like R&B. So different genres, I guess I'll say.
Okay. What do you think it takes? Because you know, I'm older, of course, but back in my day, R&B dominated the radio. It was R&B first. Your hip hop was kind of blended in.
Right.
But now we're in a place where it's pretty almost all hip hop, and for you to hear R&B, you have to go to an R&B station.
Right.
What do you think takes for R&B to get back to that forefront that it once was, or will it ever be like that?
To be honest, that's a question that I ask myself. Like, I really would like for R&B to get back at the forefront, and I think more singers need to just come out and sing. But I feel like what you said about how hip hop is kind of is like the forefront. Everybody wants to be in the forefront, so they jump on hip hop. R&B is kind of not there. So I think people need to just start doing it more, because a lot of singers I feel like they don't come out and sing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rap first. That's what I see happening. So that's what I think it's gonna take. And for people to not so much sexualize R&B as much as it is now. I think that's another reason why it's not in the forefront, because most R&B singers, they're talking about a bunch of raunchy stuff.
But it's always been that I want to lick you up
really?
and down.
Not all of it, though. We had songs that
somebody's
made you
knocking,
feel good.
rocking the boots. You know what I'm saying?
You did.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But all of it wasn't like that, though.
No, that's true. Now,
we had songs that touched the soul back in the day, like the R&B that we had. We don't have that now, I don't feel.
For sure. Like, this generation doesn't even have wedding music. Like, if you want to listen to wedding music, you have to go back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree. Any type of feeling that you want, we can always go back to the 90s and find something to feel.
Yeah.
You're not looking for you don't play, well, you might play Summer Walker or whatever, but I guess the older heads, we going back and playing Brandy, Monica.
Yeah.
That's what I do. So I feel like we need more of that now.
Now, I was listening to T-Pain podcast, and he told a story about Usher coming up to him on the plane. He was on the plane. Usher found out he was on the plane. He said him and Usher cool. Usher walks up to him and told T-Pain, man, you kill R&B. You the reason why R&B is dead, because of the auto-tune.
Oh, okay.
And T-Pain said he went into a deep depression after that.
Wow.
How do you feel about that? Do you think auto-tune itself had a lot to do with actually kind of kicking R&B to the side?
Yes, I will say yes. Because, I think it takes away the natural talent of people. I think back in the day, you hear people sing. Now, anybody can kind of sing, because you can just jump in there and get some auto-tune.
Yeah.
But there's no feeling behind that, though. So I think, I don't want to say it killed it, but I definitely think it played a role. Because now singers don't even really have to sing.
And rappers sing their own stuff now.
Yeah, ooh, that's a point. Rappers do. They don't really need singers no more. They can go in there and do their own hook.
Yeah.
Dump it with auto-tune and they good.
Because, I remember looking back when Method Man first did the "You All I Need to Get By." You know what I'm saying? Doing that whole collab with that, what was that, Mary J? I think.
Was it her?
I believe it was Method Man. Yeah, Mary J. Yeah. You that's what you did. It's like if you was a rapper and you wanted somebody to sing, you went to go find or somebody that can sing. But now it'd be like, no, then you don't even call Chris Brown no more. At first, Chris Brown even became just like the R&B hook guy.
Oh, yeah.
Don't nobody even call Chris Brown no more. Everybody's singing on their own.
So I do. I definitely agree. Yeah. Yes.
Auto-tune killed it.
Auto-tune done killed it.
Damn, man.
It really did.
Now, right now in this space, like, what do you have coming up as far as project-wise, music-wise?
Okay. Right now I'm working on a bunch of different stuff. We work all the time creating different music. I have a couple singles that I'm probably finna drop. As far as projects, I want to say we're just putting a bunch of music together right now. I'm just building my catalog because I really am focused on the one I just put out. But I will say y'all can expect definitely some new singles, a lot of that. I don't really know about projects right now, though. But I'm definitely finna put out some new singles.
Got you. Now, do you have any, like, when you sign with your label, like, what was your expectations for those who coming up looking to possibly sign for a label? Like, what were some expectations that you were looking for to, I know you said family was one.
Yeah.
But what are some things you expect them to do for you to help take your career to the next level?
one of the biggest things that I looked for, I want to say, is a team that knew how to do the business. Because just me being around a bunch of artists, I found that the business is what people lack. A lot of people don't have that part right. So, and I was worried that I wasn't going to have it right because I didn't know how to do it either. It's confusing. So I really looked for somebody that knew how to take care of all that back end stuff. Because there's a lot more than going in there and recording.
Yeah.
A lot more than that. And I didn't know how to do that.
Gotcha.
So it looked good. It felt good to know that I'm with people that know how to do it. And I'm not going to be, can I cuss?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be fucked up.
Right.
That's what I wanted.
And we're not going to be fucked up. Absolutely.
I didn't want to get done bad. And I see, just growing up, looking at all the artists I grew up listening to, you hear all the TLC stories and the labels that took all the money and left the artists with nothing. I worried about that because their business wasn't right.
Yeah, that's real.
But mine's right, so I'm good.
Do you feel like it's too much information out there now for artists to still be falling into quote-unquote bad deals?
Yes. I do, because you can Google stuff now. You don't have to. And if you have a contract now, you can go take it somewhere and have somebody look over it for you. We didn't have the resources I know we have now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't be doing that. I'm going to say that. We shouldn't be doing that.
Got you. Now, I want to get into a little bit your creative process. I know everybody get in a booth, they create, they do things differently. So what is your writing process? Are you a writer? Are you a freestyler? Are you I pen something and create a beat around it? Like, take me through creating a song.
I am not a freestyler. I have to, when I get the beat, I'll write the hook first.
Okay.
And then I'll just build around that. That's usually how I am. Or, I'm a person that loves writers. I love to work with talented people. People who have the talent of writing, that's not my thing. I love to write, but I love being able to work with other talented artists that are good writers. That's my thing. But if I'm doing it, definitely the hook first, and then I go from there.
That's dope. So, like in your sessions, do you label yourself? Is it always like a kind of a powwow where you may have a producer and a writer in the session coming up with things?
Sometimes, most of the time it is since I've been here. Yes.
Dope.
Yeah, usually there's two other producers here, and if it's just me and my manager, he helps.
Okay.
He helps me with if there's something I don't hear, he hears it. He'll tell me I'll do it, type thing. So yeah, it's always help.
Now, are you in the booth? Singer, recorder, or are you outside the booth? Because I see people a lot of times now like to pull the microphone right next to the engineer and record right there.
Funny you said that. My first time ever doing that was here. And I'm usually in the booth, but I like them both, but I would prefer to be in the booth. Sometimes I'm out here. Not too often, though.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my thing. I like to be in there.
Why you like the booth?
I don't know. It's more, to me, it feels more official. I feel like I'm in the booth. It's a more secure feeling. When I'm out here, I feel like it's echoing everywhere. It's not, but I feel like
see, like the room too big.
It feel like my sound is going everywhere. When I'm in there, I'm feeling close.
Gotcha.
It's a cool feeling to be in the booth.
The first person I ever saw record outside the booth was Trap Boy Freddy when he was coming over to the studio. And I wondered, I'm like, why do you record outside the booth? He was like, the efficiency of time. He was like,
really?
I don't have to go in the booth, put my headphones on, rap something, and then come out to listen to it on a loudspeaker. I could just sit right here, rap whatever, then, hey, man, play that, boom, boom, on the loudspeaker. I like it, then go right back into recording. Don't have to go in the booth. Don't have to. And then he said also,
I like that.
He liked to capture the energy of the room. So if he got his people there and everybody having like a good vibe, it's kind of like he feeding off the energy. And then instead of leaving everybody going back in the booth, isolating himself, he just record right there. And he said he learned that from Young Thug.
I really like that. I never thought about, to be honest, I've never even asked why. Because when I came, Chad, he asked me, he said we were going to put the mic out here. I didn't ask why. Okay. So I really didn't even know what we were doing that for. Yeah. I just did it. So now I get it. It makes sense. As far as Trap's reason, it makes sense.
For sure. Well, I'll tell you what, you doing your thing. I'm glad you found a home. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that things are on the up and up. I'm definitely hope that, when you get big, you don't do me like Erica Banks did and unfollow me.
I would never.
But the hot thing is, Tay Money did the same thing. I really want to
ask why.
Tay Money did the same thing. Hey, man, so maybe I'm the good luck charm. maybe they sat down with me and literally about 3 months later, boom.
Really?
They popped off. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I do want to talk about this before we get off on the new single.
Okay.
We got to end on this good note.
Okay.
You're Still Mine. Go over that single. Because I heard it and it was dope. Because it came in with, like I said, this Fugees Ready or Not feel. You're Still Mine kind of cover feel. But you made it your own. Break down that record and tell us how that came about.
This record came, well, first of all, I love the Fugees. I love that original record. So I came to record it over that original track. But they saw something bigger with the record. I was just going to sing it exactly. Take the Young Blues lyrics, put it over the Fugees beat and just drop it on YouTube. It's like just promo. I came here, my team, they thought, let's make this bigger than that. This record is too big to just put out. So they remade the beat. I changed a couple of the words to make it fit me because Young Blue, obviously, he's a guy. So I had to make it fit women. We recorded it and everybody just loved it. I loved it. Everybody loved it. And it flowed. Them two songs went together so well. So after that, after I got done recording it, we put it out in the world. We just put it out. The world loves it too. Apparently it's a hit. Now,
just once you heard it, like people outside of just your crew, like how was their responses to it?
Crazy. Like I have never really got a response like that before from any music I've ever put out. People loved it. I don't think I got anything negative about the song at all. Not yet.
That's good.
Not yet. There won't be.
What is your go-to space to know that something that sounds good? Like me, Claire, my artist right here, she send me music all the time, but I can listen to it in the house. I can even listen to the studio in the house, but I can't really tell if I like it until I listen to it in my truck. That's where I consume all my music. So where is your go-to place?
My car.
Your car?
We literally just went outside and listened to it.
It's like all this equipment here.
We got all this equipment here, but the car, at home, I can turn it on the speakers. I can turn it on the TV. It won't work until I sit in my car for hours sometimes and just re-listen to my music. I don't know what that is. Apparently, we all feel that. Yeah, the car gives you a better, compact feeling?
And that's where you just consume more of your music. We spend so much time there, so you can kind of tell your EQ, how it's hidden, everything because you listen to so much there. Not to say it don't sound good in the studio, but I mean, we all been in times where something sounds amazing in the studio, then the next day you listen to it, you be like, in your car, so you be like, wait, the hell happened?
That's me.
Like this dope.
I swear, it'll sound perfect here. I get in the car and be like, ooh, I don't like that. I'm like, that part. I don't know what that is, but my car is my go-to.
For sure.
Definitely.
Well, I tell you what, Still Mine rocking. Is there going to be a video to it?
Yes, we are doing a video to it. So y'all got to wait for that one. That's in the making. I will say that. We're already talking about the treatment for it, who's going to shoot it. All that's happening right now.
For sure.
Yep.
Well, Lashae, love, we finally got to sit down.
Yay.
And I'm happy to meet you meet with you, not meet you. We know each other, but meet you in this space. So until we meet again.
Thank you.
Peace.